Good evening and welcome to Bulldog Stadium, home of the Bedford Bulldogs, for tonight's varsity game between the visiting Central Girls High School soccer team and the Bedford Bulldogs. Tonight just finished up a nice recognition of the 5 seniors from Bedford High School: Isabel Taliaferro, Avery Manny, Paige Muir, and Rory Forte, and Olivia Tulin are the 5 that were recognized this evening. Teams finishing up their final words and preparations before tonight's game. This is the second time this week these two teams have met. Earlier in the week, they met over at Gill Stadium in Manchester, where Central won a 2-1 game. Central is led by head coach Joe Silvera, and Bedford is led by Michelle Winning. In goal for Bedford will be Zoe Santos, a sophomore. And in goal for Central will be Morgan Woods, a senior. Bedford is donning the black uniforms tonight, black shirts, black shorts, and Central is in the white shirts and the green shorts. Central will lead off with the ball. And we are underway. Good ball moved to the outside along the far sideline. Moved up nicely by Central. Pass it gets a little bit long, and Zoe Santos, the keeper for Bedford, is out to field it. She delivers the big boot down the side, where it's headed away by a Central midfielder. Now controlled again by Central and towards the middle of the field as they play it along towards the far sideline. Now carried along by Erin Fleury, the star of the Central team. She makes a nice cross to the center, but it's knocked away and the ball is loose. Now cleared. Now again, another shot on and an early goal by Central right away. Bedford had a tough time clearing that ball. It looked like it was finished by number 9, Megan Harris. That was Fleury bringing the ball down the right side and really crossed with ease into the middle where that loose ball was finished off by Central. And a 1-goal lead already with 1 minute into the game. So goal scored by number 6, Alina Sahich.
Central goal by number 6, Alina Sahich.
Now Central controls the ball again. And we'll get an offsides call here against Central. So far, Central bringing it with strong pressure to the Bedford side. controlling the ball in the middle and then working the ball to the outside. Bedford struggling a little bit to take control. Ball booted up by Santos, goes over to Rory Forte's head and played down by the Central defense and all the way back to goalkeeper Morgan Woods. Pressured there by Paige Muir and by Abby Forrester of Bedford. Now again controlled by Central, and we'll have a foul here on Paige Muir. Emily Hobosh will take the quick kick and pass it along back to Lena Robinson, who works it all the way back around. Plenty of space in the wing, and that's where they look. But the through ball gets through the defense, and they're going to call offside. Victoria Keys had made the way through. She was breaking down the right side, or the left side, and then it cut across towards the middle. But the arm is up by the official for offsides. Neve Humphrey will take the kick for Bedford. She plays it up along towards the middle. Again, it's controlled by Central. Pressured there by Forte and now stolen almost by Paige Muir. But again, Central's able to control. Now under the foot guys of Roy Forte. She plays it back to Avery Manny. Now Manny to Shari Stevens. Shari Stein. 50-50 ball controlled there by Central again. That's Alina Sahich, the goal scorer for Central. Now Mia Silvero brings the ball all the way down towards the right corner. Defended there nicely by Bedford. But we'll have an out of bounds. Good throw in by Taryn of Bedford, Taryn Neftali. And again, knocked out of bounds. Taryn Neftali will take it again, as now we're up around midfield. Bedford advancing the ball down the far sideline. Controlled on a header there by Fleury of Central. We'll do it again as another one goes out of bounds. Headed again by Central. And that one goes out of bounds as well. Just about 5 minutes played here at Bulldog Stadium. 1-0 Central leads here on senior night for the Bulldogs. Now played across by Neftali. Loose ball in the middle, controlled by Central as they work it over to the far side. Pressure there by Paige Muir and by Avery Manny. And Central continues to control the ball. Victoria Keys with a nice job there, working around Bedford defenders. Now again, Bedford has control, but knocked away there by good defense. One again there by Paige Muir. But Emily Hobosh takes control again. Loose ball towards the middle where Isabel Taliaferro heads the ball, but rough collision there. But again, Central comes away with control. Now played by Olivia Matthews, and that one will go out of bounds. Central with a quick throw in up to Erin Fleury. She's able to come away through two Bedford defenders and continue to work her way. But we'll have a foul here on Neve Humphrey. So we'll have a direct kick here for Central. And just a short kick up to Morgan Harris. Morgan Harris plays it to the outside. Now stolen away by Isabel Taliaferro in hot pursuit by Erin Fleury. And we'll have a foul here. Neve Humphrey will take the kick. Put it in towards the middle. Controlled again on a header by Central. Now to Olivia Matthews from Bedford. But now again, Central takes control and works it back. we'll have a foul here on Paige Muir with Emily Hobash taking the fall. A little bit more physical thus far than it was the other night at Gill Stadium. These two longtime rivals. Central with a very successful program, as has Bedford through the years. So far, Central has really favored working it up the right side, the far sideline. As again, they worked it across the back of that defensive line. Showing a lot of patience here, a lot of confidence as well. Hobash again. To Silvera, again controlled by Central. And Megan Harris. Now the ball comes outside to Paige Muir, who tries a centering pass, but there's nobody there. And then there's a loose ball, 50-50 to Olivia Toulon, who gets a nice shot on net. But a relatively easy save by Morgan Woods. Woods with a boot towards the center of the field. Control there by Toulon. Toulon now to Forrester. Forrester continues to work to the outside to Paige Muir, but this one's just going to be a little long and will result in a goal kick for Central. Bedford starting to gain a little bit more control of the game. Still, Central leads 1-0, and we're almost 10 minutes in the first half. Goal kick taken there by Morgan Woods. Loose ball. And there's going to be a penalty call against Central. This will bring the ball for a set piece shot, and it looks like Olivia Toulon will take it. Toulon takes a direct shot on, and it's hits the crossbar. There's the follow. The loose ball, still there, followed by Talia Farrell, but it knocked away. Now Manny plays it along the right corner. Getting physical there. There's still a loose ball, and now we're going to get a handball called on Manny as she was knocked to the turf. So Toulon with a nice ball in to hit the crossbar, came out. Two Bedford players are there, but the loose bouncing ball was knocked away by the goalie Morgan Woods. So the score remains 1-0. Central in the lead. Now Bedford pressuring. Avery Manny on the throw-in. She gets it into Abby Forrester, who turns and tries to center, but taken quickly there by Central, and now turned over. Now to Olivia Matthews. Now won by Megan Harris of Central. Out to Victoria Keaton, just like that. Central has control of the ball and is driving. Now Darby Bailey. And she tries for the nice cross block there by Sari Stein. Good recovery by the Bulldogs there as Central, just in a matter of seconds, had a great breakout. So we'll have our first corner kick of the game. And this will be Alina Sahich on the corner. Ball is played in, and it somehow gets all the way through to the outside, and it looks like it will go out of bounds. Good hustle there by Mia Silvera to try to keep it in for Central. It'll result in a Bedford throw-in. Again, with a long throw-in by Taryn Neftali. Very good at those. Played up along, again, that far sideline. But again, Central takes control and works it all the way back to the defense, who just feels comfortable in control and begins to set up their formation. Worked all the way along to the near sideline now. Pressured by Paige Muir. Now she steals. Goes for the quick cross. The ball is loose and through. Pressured by Toulon and Taliaferro, but again, we will result in a throw-in.
One more touch, Paige.
Again, Central moving the ball, getting it to their leader, Aaron Fleury. So fast in the open space with the ball, but turned over there. Controlled by Tulin and now turned over back to Central. Good pressure by Abby Forrester. But again, stolen by the back check, if you will, of Megan Harris. Now, Say Hitch with the ball and works it back again to that defense. Fleury with a nice chest to get the ball down. Now plays it. Tries a through ball, but it's stopped there by Sari Stein. Now played up quickly by Bedford. Now to Tulin. Now a through ball here. Eva Dubois with a nice run, but the ball goes a little long. We have a collision on the 50 ball, whereas the goalie, Morgan, was just coming out to play it. Everybody seems to be all right. Again, just long there for Ava Dubois of Bedford. Woods will take the kick. It's touched there and controlled by Central. Again, there goes Fleury. Great control. Covered by 3 Bedford defenders, though, and now Bedford has the ball. Forrester playing it up and through. And there and covered by the defense of Christina Getsoulis. Pressure there by Taliaferro. And Getsoulis on a deflection, the ball goes out of bounds. We'll take a throw in for Central. Quick throw into Mia Silvera, but the ball turned over to Bedford. Dubois pressuring, but again, confidence in working it across that back line for Central. And just like that, they have it up and out. Pressured there by Avery Manny, though, and Bedford takes control. Now Forrester to Matthews, and stolen there. Now Matthews with a quick touch again up to Dubois. Out to Paige Muir. Muir driving to the corner, makes a nice cross, but it goes off a defender. It's Central with Lena Robinson making a good block on that foot. Result in a Bedford throw-in. We'll have substitutes here for Bedford. As Grace Crowder comes in for the Bulldogs. Now Matthews on the throw-in. Little chip to Dubois, but out comes Morgan Woods to play it strongly. Makes that quick throw out to the right side. Controlled there again by Fleury, but quickly picked up by Taliaferro on the pressure. But again, Fleury makes that strong play. Tries to make that lead pass. A little too long, but Sari Stein's back to it. And she plays it back to Santos, the keeper, who promptly plays it up and out of bounds for a Central throw-in. Just about 15 minutes gone here in the first half. Central with a 1-0 lead. Fleury again down into that corner. Ball goes out of bounds, and this again will be another Bedford throw. I'm sorry, a Central throw. Nice cross, and Santos able to jump out of that 10-foot box and makes the play. And a quick release and a boot. Chipped away on the chest by Taliaferro at midfield. Knocked there by Grace Crowder. Grace Crowder chips it ahead, but played nicely on the defense by McKenna Schneiderman of Central. Central thus far has done a great job of closing down on some of those pursuits from Bedford. Naftali on the throw-in. Defended nicely there by Mia Silvera of Central. And quickly Central has control, but up and out of bounds off the right foot of Megan Harrison. It will result in a Bedford throw-in. Good throw-in again. That's strong throw-in, but Central able to control and work it along that back line. Pressured there by Ashley Babotis and Grace Crowder, and Crowder earns the turnover. Able to win it and down into that corner, but it will result in a goal kick as it goes off Crowder's foot and out of bounds over the end line. Morgan Woods on the kick for Central. Nice little head chip away there by Sachik. Now loose ball in where Dubois pursues, but Woods follows and quickly boots out where Manny heads it. And this will go out of bounds for a Central throw. Emily Hobosh in the quick throw in for Central. Plays it into Megan Harris. And back to Hobosh, who moves it up ahead. And now they try to go down the line. Darby Bailey tried to make that quick little flip to Victoria Keys, but just went out of bounds. Now Manny will take the throw in for Bedford. Played by Crowder. Little chip in on the right foot, but again controlled by Central. Lena Robinson. Touched by Babotis, and they'll call that off of her foot for a Central throw. Hobosh in on the throw in again. Now back into Sahich. Again, working along that back line. Pressured a lot, not more now by Bedford. But Central is able to control and break out of it. Working now up ever so little. Looking for Flurry on that right line. She'd broken ahead. They hit her nicely in stride. She's looking to make a move, and she does on F-Tally. Played roughly there, but now picked up by Neve Humphrey, and she plays it nicely out of bounds. But this will result in a corner kick by Central. Bedford and Central players gathered around the 18. Now they break as the corner kick comes in. Loose ball still hit, and now controlled by Tulin of Bedford. Up to Babotis, or to Ava Dubois, I should say. She makes a nice little spin move looking for support. She's got Crowder and Taliaferro breaking ahead. She continues to carry. Now she goes on a through ball. She's still trying to fight off. We get a little bit of hand fighting going, but she's able to control it. And the ref didn't seem to make a call there. A lot of jersey grabbing there, but it seemed to be a 50-50 for each, and he's willing to let that go. So Woods reels it in for Central. It's the good pressure there by Bedford, but again controlled by Central's D. Loose ball to Babotis now. She plays back to Manny. She's able to bring it inside a little bit more, and I'll switch it. Now Olivia Tulin, but stolen there nicely, but that'll result in a quick handball as it took a funny bounce. Went off that foot off of Megan Harris. She seems to be everywhere in that midfield tonight. Eve Humphrey will take the kick. We're almost 20 minutes in here in the first half. Central leading on an early goal. 1-0. Humphrey will chip that in, right in towards the 10. But Woods comes right out. Not a lot of... Looked like the Bedford offense was trying to break in at the time of the kick. But Woods is able to come out and grab it. Now quick head out towards Flurry. She heads it down, but now controlled by Bedford. Now back to Central. Now Harris turns it over. Finds Olivia Matthews, but nobody on that right line as people are getting back to D. So Woods will take control for Central. She plays that quick boot, but that's going to go off the foot of Victoria Keys and out of bounds for a Bedford throw-in. The Bedford team donning masks again. One of the few teams so far that dons masks when they play, as we've not seen Central or Goffstown wear them yet. That ball will go back out of bounds. And again, another throw-in for Bedford. Avery Manny will take the throw. And that looks like it grazed off the top of the head of Emily Hobosh, and it did, and now we'll go for a corner kick. Hobosh tried to jump up as Babotis was there, but just grazed off the top of her head and over that end line. Starry Stein will come up for Bedford to take the corner kick. This is their first corner of the game. We have players from both teams along that end line, and now we have it sent in, but right on. A really nice corner kick by Starry Stein, but Woods right into her hands and had complete control there. She rolls it out to her D. They break it up to Flurry on that far side, and she gives it a nice little chip. Now controlled in there towards Megan Harris, but now booted back up by Bedford. Again, Central controls. Fleury pressured by Naftali. She still is able to cross in towards the middle to Mia Silvera. Silvera quickly turns it over. And now Tulin has it for Bedford. She's looking for somebody down that line, and there's Ava Dubois. Ava Dubois comes out, and Woods comes way out of her net to block that shot. Bedford able to still control. Down into that far corner. Dubois still with it. Across, which is blocked there nicely by Silvera. And that ball will go out of bounds. Substitutes for both teams here. Paige Muir back on for Bedford and Babotis out. All right, Naftali unleashes the throw. Chipped in there off a Bedford head. It's like Forrester got a piece of that, but again controlled by Central. And here's a boot on by Avery Manny, but this ball will be wide. And again, Woods takes no chances and corrals it. Bedford definitely increasing the pressure here. Central really controlled the game for the first couple minutes, and now here goes Fleury with that speed, but broken up nicely by Sari Stein. Now Central breaking down on that right, and now here's Fleury towards the middle. She's looking for some help. Now plays it back. And we'll get an offside call, as Lauren, who thought was just barely offsides. Bedford holding a straight, tight line on the defense. Try to hold Central at bay. Humphrey will take the kick for Bedford. Plays it up to Crowder. Crowder looking for help. Plays it to Paige Moore. Paige Moore, a little chip shot towards Taliaferro, but she's shut off quickly by Christina Getsoulis. And Morgan Woods will once again grab that ball. She plays a big kick that sails over everybody's heads and is played there by Humphrey. Now a loose ball that bounced away, and we have an incidental handball right there. Took a funny hop off the turf.
Watch the net.
Bedford trying to make a quick play perhaps there, but Fleury was having none of that. She came up and stood on that ball until the ref came up and said, we'll give yardage here. Now Tulin is up on the ball for Bedford. She's got two players wide. She plays it over to Matthews. Matthews tries a quick turn and shoot. That play is blocked by the Central defense. Now played up by Stein. She turns it quickly to Forrester, who plays it into Tulin. Took in a little chip. And now Forrester with a quick turn on, but right towards the middle of the net. As much as Bedford's been able to apply pressure here, there hasn't been a lot of traffic in front for Woods to deal with. She's been able to see everything pretty cleanly. And we're going to get a call here with hands in the back on that kick by Woods, just about out to midfield. So Bedford will get another set piece play. Stein will take the kick for Bedford. She brings in that left foot. A little floater in. Nicely played in inside the 18. But we're going to get an offside call. On Bedford. So Central will thwart that threat again. We're inside 15 minutes remaining here in the first half. 1-0 Central leads. Scored 1 minute into the game. But it's been pretty much 50-50 since then. Played up quickly by Central. Tried to go up and find Fleury on that right side, but overshot her, and the ball ends up out of bounds where Naftali will take it for Bedford. She throws in towards Tulin. Had a person on her back, but ball turned over and controlled by Central as it's played back. Where Elena Robinson will take it. Now she plays it up to the outside where defended nicely by Bedford. Now played by Olivia Matthews, played back to Naftali. Naftali crosses over and sees Avery Manny. Again, a bouncing ball that gets away. Well, Paige Muir steps in right after, controlled there by Central. Now again, they find Fleury down that right side, and she can fly. She surveys the field and finds a rushing Lauren Bouthot, but who just misses the header and goes over that end line for a Bedford goal kick. But again, finding Fleury has been the success for Central thus far, and they seem to be looking for her quite a bit. She's their biggest playmaker. Played up by Santos, but control on a header by Central. And we'll get a little bit of back and forth here. Settled down by Megan Harris of Central. And now a 50-50 ball. Taya Padone plays it, but now controlled by Bedford, where Grace Crowder wins it, and she'll start streaking down the side. She got 3 Central fielders. Here comes Talia for a win, but the ball is just a little too far ahead of her and turned away and out by Gatsoulis for Central. Throw in here on the near side for Avery Manny. All right, Manny on the throw. Back to Olivia Matthews. Matthews with a quick turn. Nobody there for Bedford, but there's a 50-50 ball that somehow gets through, and again, nicely cleared away by Gatsoulis. Bedford mounting some pressure here. About 11 and a half minutes left in the first half. All right, Manny on the throw. She has Crowder near. Looks over her head towards Paige Muir, but that will go off. Central defender for another corner kick. So Sari Stein will come down for Bedford to take the corner. It's Bedford's second corner. Both from the same side, this near side. Again, 1-0 lead for Central here over Bedford at Bulldog Stadium. Second game of the week between these two teams. Central winning the first one by a score of 2-1. Stein with the left-footed cross right into that middle. Bouncing ball's loose. People scrambling on both sides for it, but Central able to clear. Played up there, boy, to Lauren Bouthot on the far sideline. Pressured there by Naftali. Played up by Gatsoulis of Central. Now that ball's broken up by Forrester, pursued by Crowder. Chasing up, but Woods comes out to play it with the right foot, gives it a boot towards center. Center of the field, now a loose bouncing ball played by Olivia Matthews. Pressured there by Fleury. Fleury gains the ball. Fleury surveying, now bringing it back towards the middle. Stop there by Toulon. Nice help out defense. Now played outside to Talia Farrell. Loses that ball to the defense of Central. Pressuring again, but back on the foot of Bedford. Nice turn by Forrester. She looks ahead by Crowder, but that ball is just a little short and controlled nicely by Central. Victoria Keys with the ball for Central. Now plays it back to the Bedford D. Now Talia looking up, looking for someone to make a run there. Nobody there. Played up by Sari Stein. Now to Toulon for Bedford. She looks, has Paige Muir. That ball's going to go between she and a Central defender. And that ball is going to be a Central throw-in. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Central leading 1-0. Type it on with the throw-in. She hits Megan Harris for Central. Now they're playing a little triangle D. Moving that ball around nicely. Pressured by Avery Manny. She's able to get a turnover out of it and a throw-in. She takes the quick throw, but right to Central defenders. And we're going to get a blocking foul called on Central here as Grace Crowder was going for that ball. So Manny up on the ball. Will be taken here by Toulon. Just outside the 20-yard line of the football field. Toulon will get everybody set. Raises the left hand. She puts one in on net, but Woods again comes out to play it. And again, that ball would have been wide. But Woods will take no chances. She plays that kick up, controlled by Manny of Bedford. But now the pressure of that Megan Harrison Central. Bedford is able to control. And now Grace Crowder on that side. Good look by Paige Muir, but again, I think that ball was too strong. But wow, Crowder with some speed there. Tried to be held off by the Central defenders. Able to get a quick turn, but nobody in front. So Woods boots it away. Now controlled by Olivia Woods. She's defended there by Fleury, who takes control. Pursued by Olivia Woods, and she's got numbers now. Lauren Booth out on the right. She makes a really nice cross, which is up and over the uprights, over the goal and over the football uprights. Result in a goal kick by Bedford. Santos, the sophomore for Bedford, will take the goal kick. The keeper, starting last year as a freshman as well. 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. She plays it short out to Avery Manny. Manny controls. Now sees Paige Muir. Muir has that ball go off her foot, though, and Central control. And tried to set something up there with a quick give and go. And just goes out of bounds. And you can see Bailey and Booth are talking to each other right there. One was going to zig and one would zag. So Manny will take the throw, and Muir comes back to help support. The ball goes up to Crowder, but headed there by Sahich. Now the ball's played up where it's controlled by Central. McKenna Schneiderman will play it back to her goalie. And Harris plays it up. Somehow that ball gets all the way to a nice touch from Fleury. She plays it out wide. Now back to Fleury. Zigging and zagging her on her own. Darby Bailey down that right side. She's pressured there by Talia Farrell. Tries to center one. Defended well thus far by Bedford. But now still controlled by Central. They put it back towards the center. It's a quick shot from Fleury, but that again will go out of bounds. So Central applying some good pressure these last 2 to 3 minutes. Santos on the kick. Control and a header by Central. Neve Humphrey back to play it for Bedford. Darby Bailey there for Central. And now we'll get a turnover. Talia Farrell pursued by Fleury, who gives it a little kick in, shove from behind. Looks like it'll result in a throw-in for Bedford. Naftali to take the throw for Bedford. A nice long throw, but again, controlled by Central. Matthews tried to take it back for Bedford, but now Tulin on a 50-50 ball, wins it. Looks ahead, finds Crowder. Now Crowder breaks down that left side. Paige Muir going towards the net for Bedford. A loose ball, but picked up there by Woods as she and Muir collide on a 50-50 ball. So Woods once again, give it a boot. Stopped there by Olivia Matthews from Bedford. She chips it over to Forrester. Forrester controlling, but now turned over quickly. A nice back-checking defense by Megan Harris. Harris tries to look outside to Fleury, but that ball goes out of bounds, and this will result in a Bedford throw-in. Throw in to Matthews. She chips it up, looking for Crowder. Gets over her head. It'll be played by McKenna Schneiderman. Now she and Crowder battle. One there, but controlled by Central as Hobosh plays it up and out. Central seems content to do that, to reset themselves. If they can control the ball but get out of bounds, it allows the defense to reset. And they seem to be winning most of the throw-ins when Bedford takes them. That was a quick ball that's played in. Muir pressuring for Bedford. Blocked off there nicely by Central, though. And Woods will take control. She gives it a boot up towards center. Played there by Stein. Now Woods of Bedford. She plays it up that right side. Nobody there yet for Bedford, and that ball will go out of bounds. 3.5 minutes to play here at Bulldog Stadium. 1-0 Central leads. Played in by Taya Padone. Now loose balls battled by Crowder, takes control. She takes the cross, but nobody there for Bedford. And somehow the ball leaks through to Tulin, and Tulin turns and shoots and scores. Well, that's a straight-up hustle play right there. That somehow that ball got loose. Crowder plays the ball inside. Shipped around on a loose ball that looked like it was touched by Muir as well, but then somehow it got into Tulin. She spun, turned it to her left foot, and fired into that far left corner as Woods had come out to play. Woods has been very aggressive tonight, but Bedford evens the score at 1-1. So 3 minutes to go here in the first half, and we have a new ball game.
Bedford goal by number 15, Olivia Tulin.
So Naftali will take the throw in for Bedford along that far sideline with each bench. Blocked off nicely, but controlled by Central. Both teams looking a little tired here, ready for halftime. Ball's played up that right side. Santos way, way out of her net. Pretty gutsy there with pressure from Central there, and that was going to result in a throw-in, but that ball is well out of the stadium altogether. Decent pursuit there by the Bedford defense as well, but Santos didn't want to take any chances. Harris will take it for Central in the middle of the field. She'll take a quick shot on, but Santos is there. We're inside 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Santos with a big boot up. Played there by Harris on a header. And a 50-50 ball moved along by Lauren Bouthot. And that ball will go out of bounds. She and Avery Manny battling, but Bouthot for Central with a little bit of a height advantage. Manny will take the throw along the near sideline here for Bedford. Looks up for Forrester, and that again goes out of bounds. Ball up around midfield, where Avery Manny will take the throw for Bedford. She has Olivia Woods back short, but she will look to go up with it. She has Forrester, she has Muir, and she has Crowder. Plays it short to Muir, who chips it back, but it's stolen promptly by Central. Naftali or Stein has to come over and help out, but not before Darby Bailey's able to control and get a ball towards center. But now a 50-50 ball played up by Woods from, from Olivia Matthews from Bedford. Now controlled again by Bedford. Played along that back line. Schneiderman plays it up to the right where she finds Fleury. Fleury spins to the outside. She has overlap on the right, pursued by Naftali. She gets by two Bedford defenders and fires one in, but that'll be short and go out of bounds off the side of the net. Just about 30 seconds left here in the first half. Santos will bring it to that far side to take a goal kick. She will kick it away as time expires. So we will start the game, or start the second half the same way we started the first half, which is all tied up. And we end at halftime at 1-1 here at Bulldog Stadium.
Boys varsity tied at 0 overtime. Girls soccer on Saturday. That game will be live streamed. Two families.
At like 9:30.
Oh my god.
right, everybody, welcome back to the second half here at Bulldog Stadium. 1-1 the score between the girls of Central High School and the girls of Bedford High School. Again, these two teams played earlier in the week. Central taking a 2-1 win. Bedford will start with the ball here for the second half. Goals by Olivia Toulon for Bedford and by Sahich for Central. All right, Bedford controls. Out to Muir, who plays it back to Avery Manny on that far side. Now ball comes out towards center for Central. Controlled there by Victoria Keys. Keys taking her time, plays it up nicely to Fleury. Fleury sizing up, makes that quick turn down the side. Gets the ball on her right foot, played there, tough by Neftali. Now gets by Neftali, now turns on her, goes along the baseline. Crossing ball is knocked away. Ball still loose and in play. And now played out here by Olivia Matthews. Fleury had Keys there just inside the box, but the ball defended and popped up. It looked like Neve Humphrey might have blocked that ball and popped it up in the air where it was knocked out of bounds. So Central will take the corner kick. Played in on the ground, but missed there by Taliaferro. Now picked up by Fleury. Now stolen away by Taliaferro again. Now she plays it up to Babotis. Babotis plays it ahead, but stolen away there by Central. Gatouls plays it across the back to Mia Silvera. Now over to that far side where Emily Hobosh picks it up and plays it down, but again, controlled by Bedford. Now Manny plays it. Avery Manny for Bedford, one of the 5 seniors on the Bedford Bulldogs. One of them scoring here tonight for Bedford. Now ball goes off of Paige Muir's foot right around midfield, where it's played in on a throw-in by Central. Grace Crowder controls. Now plays into the middle for Toulon. Toulon looking for support for Bedford. Pulls the ball back. Now chips it ahead to Crowder, where it's blocked nicely by Central. That stout defensive line holding tight. Bedford finding a hard time getting through. Now controlled by Forrester. Forrester chips it ahead. She's got Paige Muir on that right side, but Woods comes out to play it. Muir sprinting in from that far sideline, but Woods controls for Central. But now controlled at midfield by Forrester. Forrester plays it in the middle towards Toulon, but stolen away by Central. Now Central controls. Broken up. Now Toulon again for Bedford. Looking for Crowder. Now finds Muir on a ricochet. Muir turning, loses it. Now controlled again by Central. Plays it up along that sideline. Stein defending for Bedford. Ball goes out of bounds where it's thrown into Fleury. Fleury covered nicely by 2 Bedford defenders, but still is able to control the ball. Get it across the field to Victoria Keys. Keys crossing toward it with a shot on net, but blocked by Bedford. Bedford applying pressure. Now Taliaferro brings the ball up. She's all going one-on-one. Controls the ball on a 50-50. Now plays it ahead to Crowder. Crowder with one on. Looking for support. Now crosses. Finds Forrester. Forrester breaking through to the middle. But again, that stout defensive line from Central. And we'll get a push on Forrester. So Central will get a direct kick. They play it across that back line. Hobosh picks it up. Plays it up to Silvera. Now in the middle to Harris. Harris defended by Toulon, but again, Central still controls. Harris still with the ball. Covered there by Olivia Matthews. She plays the ball up too on the right side to Victoria Keys, which just goes off her foot. Just a little bit far, but just goes off her foot and out of bounds where Bedford will take the throw. Neftali looking for somebody to get open. Shoots it up and over, but there's again nobody there. Looking for space, but nobody running underneath for Bedford. Covered so well by Central. But now a ball's played down that right side. Keys picks it up. Keys bringing it towards that corner. She makes that turn, pursued by Taliaferro. Cross is done through the middle. The loose ball just goes wide. Turned in there on a nice ground ball. Not looking to pick a high corner, but looking to go a low corner is Mia Silveira through traffic. Back and forth action here. We're almost 5 minutes into the second half. 1-1 the score. Santos will boot it out for Bedford. Headed in back by Central. Controlled in the middle by Tulin. Tulin out to Taliaferro on the wing. She chips it head to Crowder. Now banged up forward by Schneiderman. Ball bouncing around, but control again by Central. Here comes Keys, defended by Naftali. They seem to have switched off and moved Fleury inside, whereas Naftali was covering her tightly all first half. They seem to have moved Keys to the outside to try to free Fleury up. Throw in here by Naftali is out of bounds, and they'll take another one, advancing the ball up towards midfield a bit more. Naftali's throwing overshoots, but lands in the feet of Crowder from Bedford. But again, controlled by Central, and they'll work it all the way back to Woods. Woods, the goalie for Central, boots it up. It's 50-50 ball now pursued by Fleury and won by Fleury. She plays away up in the head on a quick turn down that left wing. Picked up by the defense of Stein from Bedford and played out of bounds. That quick turn up to Mia Silveira sprinting down the left side for Central, but covered well by Stein of Bedford, and it will go as a Central corner kick. 3 touches, that ball was down the field for Central. Left Woods' foot, the goalie, played out wide to Fleury, then boom, down and gone. Now we have set piece corner kick coming in for Central. And the header on, but up and over the net for a goal kick by Bedford. Still 1-1 the score here. Almost 7 minutes gone. And a crosstown tilt between these two longtime rivals and two successful programs, Central and Bedford. Santos looking for Bedford to get open and move. She goes across the goal, is able to find Muir. Muir controls, and they'll call a handball as the ball bounced up on Central. So Bedford will get a free kick out of this. Out comes Humphrey, and now smartly Fleury stands in front of the ball to ask for space to try to control the pace of Bedford. Fleury smartly defending there and getting in the way of the ball so Bedford can't get off a quick kick and allows their defense to reset. So Humphrey plays it up. Overshoots, but again controlled by Central. Played back by Sajich. Now back up to Fleury at center. She plays it all the way across the back line to Christina Gatsoulis. Gatsoulis turns it over to Taliaferro, but Gatsoulis recovers in time to kick it out of bounds. So we'll have another Bedford throw in. And we'll have our first sub of the second half as Forrester comes off for Bedford. Bedford in the black jerseys tonight and black shorts, and Central in the white shirts and green shorts. So Ava Dubois in for Forrester, but now Central controls the play. Matthews sprinting back on defense for Bedford, but again controlled by Victoria Keys. Keys gets that nice cross. Oh, and they had someone on that back post, but it just overshoots her. So Central, another nice scoring opportunity. They've been getting some nice crosses here in the second half, able to work the ball down each of the sidelines and then just get a quick cross in where they have somebody who's typically been in front or nearby. So Santos plays it out wide to Manny. Manny plays it up, where that ball goes out of bounds off of Central. Muir takes a quick throw in, has Grace Crowder on the side where it's played up and out by Central. Quickly, they get control. Sending it back with triangular play, but that ball goes out of bounds. Must have been that back foot. Another quick throw in by Muir. She has Crowder down the side. Covered there nicely and tightly. Fighting for it in Central again. Keen's control. Pressured by Dubois. Now Bedford has the ball again. Tulin, in the back of her feet, is just knocked away by the Central defense again. They'll play it down that side. Neve Humphrey plays it quick and up and out of bounds, and that'll allow Bedford to get back and reset. She felt the pressure coming of Fleury there. Keys up as well. Gatsoulis will take the throw. Goes through the feet of Natali. Now Fleury, covered by Humphrey. And Humphrey's able to get that foot in there and knock it out of bounds. So Central will take the throw. Sehich will get the ball in, back towards Gatsoulis, pressured there by Taliaferro, and that ball goes out of bounds by the pressure of Bedford, and they'll gain a throw-in out of this. Naftali will take it. It's headed back by Central. And now they control the play again. Ball seemed to get near Crowder, but she didn't either pick up the ball or thought it was too far away. But it results now in the opposite side field of a Bedford throw again, where Manny takes it and puts it back in. And we'll do it again as it goes off a Central foot. Manny in. And knocked out of bounds by Mia Silvera of Central. Still 1-1 the score. Just over 10 minutes into the second half between Bedford and Central. We'll have substitutes here for Bedford. New York gets the ball in for Bedford, but again controlled by Central. Tulin back to Olivia Matthews of Bedford, and they'll pick it up, and Crowder tries to find a Bobotis going down the right sideline, but just overshoots her and out of bounds, and this will result in a Central throw-in. Played in now to Megan Harris of Central. Ball's again knocked out of bounds by Bedford, so we'll do it again with a Central throw. Central keeping their wings very wide, and Victoria Keys way out wide and up top on one side, and Fleury up top and on the other side. 50-50 balls controlled right now by Central. Harris with it, now looking for support. Or check that, might have been Lauren Bouthot who had the ball there. Played up though now to Mia Silvera. Silvera plays it outside on the wing. Looking for support. And Bedford coming back on D to help. Olivia Matthews now with the ball for Bedford. Up to Grace Crowder. Crowder gets it to Bobotis. Bobotis looking for the newly installed Lana Morris, but the ball was inside and Morris was going outside. So now Central controls again. Olivia Matthews with the steal. Bobotis playing the ball up. Still has control. Plays it back to Matthews. Central defending, but now takes control. The ball goes all the way back to Sari Stein. Stein will walk the ball across all the way to the other side and try to switch the field, but it's stolen nicely there by Keys. Keys bringing it up. Covered by Morris. And also picked up by Naftali, who knocks it out of bounds to allow the defense to get back and reset for Bedford. Christina Gatsoulis will take the throw for Central. Looking for Fleury. Naftali comes around the outside of it. And that bouncing ball is now controlled by Keys of Central. Picked up there by Humphrey of Bedford. And the ball is knocked out and it remains Central ball. Gatsoulis will once again take the throw. She plays it all the way back to Megan Harris. Harris looks for Fleury, and it's defended well by Bedford. But again, all the way back to that line. Now Crowder applying pressure at the front spot for Bedford. But again, controlled by Central, and Lena Robinson plays it back across. Now picked up by Bedford. Olivia Matthews plays it up. Finds Bobotis. Bobotis works it back to Tulin. Looking for Crowder. Has Morris. But Woods will come out and play that. And that ball was just too far ahead. Haven't seen much of that over the last 10 minutes for Bedford. Very little pressure on Woods as there was initially. Tulin playing it down that sideline for Morris. Morris seems to have a beat on Gatsoulis. She turns, getting support. Morris goes down and now controlled by Central. Keys bringing up that right side, looking for help. Covered by Neftali. Tries to turn on Neftali, but now Neftali gets control. Plays it back to Humphrey, but Humphrey has to go one-on-one with Fleury, and Fleury gains control of the ball. Now she's going head-to-head with Matthews. Tries to get the ball back, but still controlled there by Sahich of Central. She plays it up along the wing. Looking for Keys on that far right side. And she must have recognized that she was offside there because she had the ref right next to her, didn't pursue the ball, and it slowly rolls over the end line for a goal kick. Just over 15 minutes gone here in the second half. Still 1-1 the score, Bedford and Central. Santos will take the kick. She booms it out towards Crowder, close to midfield. Loose ball's picked up by Fleury, but then knocked around. Now Morris for Bedford. Heads it back to Crowder. Little give and go. She tries to work it up the side. Now pulls it back in and plays it back to Neftali. Neftali looking for someone across the middle, but Fleury anticipates nicely. Now she's just taking it down into that right corner. She cuts back in. She's looking for someone from Central, but nobody there, and the ball is overshot and played up on that right side by Bedford. Bedford trying to rest some of these starters, getting some of these subs in, apply some pressure, some new speed, some new energy. Looking to get something going. Matthews defending for Bedford, but controlled by Central. All the way back to Gatsoulis on the D, who plays it up to Sahich. Sahich, the goal scorer for Central. Olivia Tulin for Bedford. 1-1 the score here, second half. Ball back now towards the end line of Central, but it's played up again to Keys. Keys looking for Harris. Little give and go. Played there by Humphrey on defense. She's covering well. Now Keys gets around to the outside. She's able to get that cross. Fleury corrals, looking to put it on her foot. Now has support. Now here's Harris with a shot, and she finds the upper corner for a 2-1 Central lead. Nice controlled play there by Central. Keys found Fleury, who just waited for the defense to be drawn into her. And then she found Harris, who knocked it into that top corner. So Central now with a 2-1 lead, similar score to what they finished with the other night. Controlling again now, Keys with the ball. And that spread change that Central made at halftime is paying dividends. As Keys has been out wide for this entire second half and moving Fleury more to the inside, where she was drawing a lot of attention from Natali in the first half. So good adjustment and paid dividends for a goal, and now Central has the lead. Manny will take the throw along the far sideline for Bedford. But it goes off a Central foot, and we'll do it again. Ball comes into Olivia Matthews. She controls. Looking for someone down that line, but there's nobody there. Woods will pick it up just before it goes over the line. The senior keeper for Central. Nine seniors on the Central team, just 5 seniors for Bedford. And tonight is senior night for these Bedford Bulldogs. The 5 seniors, Isabel Taliaferro, Avery Manny, Rory Forte, Paige Muir, and Olivia Tulin. Tulin the goal scorer for Bedford. All right, Sarstein will take the direct kick for Bedford. She puts it up towards the 18 of Central. Central controls. Now picked up and sent out of bounds, and this will result in a Bedford throw-in. Central's going to have to keep applying the pressure, and Bedford's really going to have to pick theirs up. Central looks in control right now. Fleury pays it back along that far sideline. Works a give and go. Looks for a quick cross, and we'll have an offside against Central. Just over 20 minutes remaining here in the second half. Central leads by a score of 2-1. Fleury controls for Central. Now Harris looking for Keys again, but Bedford takes control. Morris for Bedford. Back to Crowder. Crowder tries to play a little give and go, but much too much on that ball, and it goes out of bounds. Christina Getzulis will take the throw for Central as they make a substitution. As Mia Silvera will come out of the game. Looks like she's replaced by Nervesa Kamaric. So now Forrester has the ball from Bedford. Looking for Morris. She breaks in with a chance here. Takes that left-footed shot, but Morris is right there. She tried the near post, but picked up and seen cleanly all the way through by Morris. She rolls it outside. And Central controls and starts to bring it up. Looking for Darby Bailey on that far side of the forward position. Ball goes out of bounds off Bedford and results in a Central throw into Fleury. Fleury setting things up, plays it back to the defense. Bedford applying some pressure, but Central still able to control. Fleury chips it ahead with just a flick and plays it up along that sideline. And Sari Stein will play it all the way back to Santos for Bedford. Santos right back up and out, but there's Fleury again. The ball goes off her head and goes out of bounds for a Bedford throw. Manny takes the throw in for Bedford, plays it back to Stein. Ball goes up along that right side, but again controlled and turned over to Central. Fleury brings it down into that corner, looking for help, makes that cross, has Keys looking for the header and just over the outside of her head. Morris picks it up for Bedford, trying to get down that wing, but it's turned over quickly by Morris to Central. Morris picks it up again. Pressure here from Central. Naftali takes control for Bedford though and boots it up, finds Crowder. Crowder has a man open in the middle, sees Forrester. Forrester controlling. Has help. Turns it over, unfortunately, but it controlled here now with Tulin. Olivia Tulin, one of the seniors, has the goal tonight for Bedford. Tries to play it up for Morris, but that ball is turned over. Central controlling down the line by Keys again. Nice move by Crowder to shield. Now she controls, but she's blocked off nicely by Getzulis and turns the ball over. Now Keys for Central. Tries to get by Naftali. Naftali uses that speed, shields, and the ball will go out of bounds. So Naftali and a Crowder. But again, blocked off by Getzulis over Crowder. Now Keys. Centers one. Looking for Fleury. Defended nicely there by Stein. Now Olivia Matthews out on Fleury again, where Fleury regains control of the ball. She turns. Just dribbling at ease around the Bedford defenders, looking for somebody, trying to set it up. She'll instead turn and shoot, and it'll sail wide as Santos picks it up for a Bedford goal kick. Just over 16 minutes to go here in the second half. Central leading by a score of 2-1. Additional substitution for Central. Butha comes back on the field, and she promptly receives the ball and a header from the Bedford goalkeeper Santos, where it goes out of bounds. Grace Crowder retreats to get the ball and will hand it over to Naftali for a throw-in. See if Naftali unleashes one of these long throws. She's looking for movement from Bedford. And she does down the right side, where she has Forrester, but it goes off her midsection and out of bounds. Played in quickly by Getsoulis to Central. They're going to work it across that back line, and they've done successfully most of the night tonight. Looking for Fleury, their playmaker. Goes off her foot, though, where it's turned over to Avery Manny. And Avery Manny now will take a throw in. As Bedford will make 2 substitutions. 2 of their senior starters will come back on, and Paige Muir and Isabel Taliaferro. Manny with a throw in to Forrester, but again, controlled by Fleury. Looking for Keys down the wing. Beautifully placed ball. Has Keys wide on the right. Naftali chasing. Or Butha, I should say. Butha coming in for Keys, but headed away by Humphrey on the cross. Tulin plays it up top for Matthews, but turned over there to Megan Harris, the go-ahead goal scorer for Central. Central, again, controlling off of Butha's foot, but she still has control and out of the corner. Looking for a cross. Now here comes Harris again. And she's got goal number 2 as she picks that bottom left corner to give Central a 3-1 lead. The ball just came out to her as she charged in towards the 18, picked the corner down low, and was able to fire and finish. So Harris with 2 goals tonight, the junior, giving Central the lead and now some cushion and breathing room. So Bedford really going to have to turn up the pressure here. Central has been playing stout D and holding a tight line. So Woods for Central will take a goal kick here. 14 minutes to go here in the half. Ball played up off of Paige Muir's foot. Olivia Matthews controls and tries to play it back to Muir. It's knocked out there by Central and will result in a Bedford throw-in. Naftali on the throw-in. She's looking for Crowder. Crowder shielding. Tries to find Tulin, but not strong enough. Getsoulis controls there for Central. Played up to Butha, who goes to Harris. Ball's knocked away. Tulin fighting for it. Now Butha controls for Central. Turns it over there to Naftali on the bouncing ball. She plays it along the back line to Stein. Stein goes out wide to Taliaferro. Taliaferro's go off her foot, but chips it around and turns. She's bringing it down that far sideline. She's looking ahead for Crowder. Crowder inside the 18, but nicely defended there by Schneiderman. Schneiderman plays that ball out of bounds, though, so it'll result in a Bedford throw-in. And Avery Manny will take it for Bedford. All but 3 defenders up for Bedford as they look to try to get back into this game. Manny, the throw-in to Crowder. Now back to Matthews. Matthews trying to find Taliaferro on that corner, but knocked away and out of bounds by Central. We'll have a Bedford substitution here as Rory Forte comes in for Olivia Matthews. Matthews getting a break. She's had the difficult duty of covering Erin Fleury quite a bit tonight. Bedford looking for a center and cross. Comes back all the way out outside the 18 and Naftali. Naftali tries to turn on the Jets and go to the outside, looking for support. Covered there by Central and knocked out of bounds. Naftali on the throw-in. Controlled again by Central. Central all the way down that sideline looking for Darby Bailey. Santos way out of her goal to play that. But able to find a Roy Forte. Forte up to Tulin. Tulin finding Muir. Muir going down that left side. She has Crowder in the middle. She's looking for her. Oh, the right wing not there, or Crowder there to help finish on the play, and the ball sails out of bounds. Might have been deflected there by a central foot, and it was, which will come to a Bedford corner kick. I believe the first one of the second half. Sorry, Stein will take this one for Bedford. Use that left foot. See if she can bend it in. Central and Bedford all gathered just outside the 18 with Grace Crowder on the goal line for Bedford. Stein tries to play it in. Goes a little bit long. Paige Muir just misses. Controlled and picked up there by Babotis or Forrester. Forrester plays it in. But the ball is quickly, again, controlled by Central and brought all the way back out towards midfield. And now Fleury racing after a ball played in towards the middle to her from Darby Bailey. Now Fleury trying to go 1-on-2. Does. She's looking for Bailey. She goes out wide, still in comfortable control. Now spins around the outside. Decides just to put a shot on net. And it goes off the far post, deflected maybe perhaps a little bit by Santos, but knocked out of that goal. Still controlled by Fleury. Fleury over in that far right corner. Just chips it in again. Where Santos jumps up and gets control of the ball. Just over 10 minutes to go here. Bedford will really have to pick up now. Ball up to Crowder. Crowder at midfield. Played tightly by Schneiderman. Schneiderman plays it along that back line. Picked up there by Forrester. Now Central controls along the back line up to Gatsoulis. Gatsoulis carrying. Looking for help along the right side, but deflected off the foot of Natalia and out of bounds. Thrown in by Central, controlled by Bouthot. She has help. She had Darby Bailey, but then they switch. And blocked away there nicely by Neftali up to Paige Muir. Paige Muir plays it up, looking for Grace Crowder. Has Crowder. Crowder spins, turns. Has Olivia Tulin and Taliaferro wide, but the ball is just not enough to get there to each of them. And controlled again by Central. Now Fleury. She'll go through everybody. She'll walk all the way in. Santos try to come out and play her. And the ball goes sailing over both. Fleury tried a little chip shot there as Santos, the goalie, tried to come out and meet her. And I think just that little bit of adjustment caused her to flick it over the goal. Stein boots it up for Bedford. Played and headed back in by Central. Now played in by Forrester of Bedford. Back and forth the ball goes. Now Stein picks it up. She plays it up to Tulin. Tulin at midfield looking for help. Has Crowder. Now has Paige Muir. Paige Muir one-on-one with the goalie. And she right foots it into a goal to make it 3-2. And Bedford only trails by 1 now with 8.5 minutes to go. Woods took a chance there to come out. And Muir just right-footed outside it to the middle of the net to make it a 3-2 score and get Bedford back into this game. So Central will kick off. Darby Bailey plays it back. Now to Harris. Harris controlling.
Bedford goal by number 7, Paige Muir.
Played up and out of bounds by Central. So Naftali will take it. She finds Forte. Forte has it deflected off her foot, but goes to Forrester. Forrester looking for help. It turns the ball over. Central pressure. Now plays it back to Gatsoulis. Gatsoulis plays it back to Bouthot, looking for a little give and go. And they do. She has Darby Bailey. Gets past Bailey's foot, goes all the way to Santos, who can come out and pick it up. 7:45 to go here in the second half. Bedford still trailing by 1. Harris controlling. Tries to play it up to Fleury. Fleury is able to save it from going out of bounds, but defended there by Taliaferro. She's able to keep it in. They block off from each other, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Fleury. And once again, Fleury will stand in front of the ball until she's told to move, just to try to slow down that Bedford offense. Now Stein will take the kick. Stein will play it up. Again, controlled by Central, but turned over. Manny tries to play it in, and it's just short and goes right into a central foot. Stein tries to play it up again along that right side. It's headed up by Central, though, and controlled. Stein again for Bedford. Forces the turnover, but hands it right back over. Crowder trying to pressure for Bedford. She chips it just enough. Muir finds Tulin, but tries to feed Tulin. It goes just between her and too far. Perhaps one more touch there by Muir, and she would be able to send Tulin in. 6:25 to go here in the game. Woods with the kick. Controlled by Muir. Goes off her body. She plays it in towards the middle to Tulin. Loose bouncing ball. Controlled there by Central. Central defended. Now Muir picks it up. Muir defended by Getsoulis. Getsoulis will kick it out of bounds and allow her team to regroup. Bedford, everybody except two people up. Ball's headed into Forrester. Forrester gets it to Forte. Forte back over to the bouncing ball to Naftali. Naftali shielded off, though, and Harris is able to control. Naftali uses the speed, though, and Bailey's able to come back and control for Central. She boots it up and looking for Fleury. Fleury using that speed to go by everybody. Stein is there for Bedford. Fleury still able to control it. Stein on her. And Fleury goes down, and they're going to call a foul. Looked like she slipped on the wet turf, but they're going to call a foul anyway. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Central with a kick here, just along the sideline, about even with the 18. Everybody back except Grace Crowder for Bedford. Played in by Central, and Santos would take control. Has to let her team get up there, but she's going to boot it up right away. The only person there is Crowder. Crowder is covered by Getsoulis. Getsoulis is able to still play it to Butod. Butod gets a shot in. Was played again by Santos. Santos tries to find Crowder again. Crowder's out jump for the ball. Tulin now controls for Bedford, though. Naftali there, trying to find Forrester. Forrester goes off a Central defender and out of bounds for a Bedford throw. Under 5 minutes to go here in the game. Manny on the throw in for Bedford, looking for Taliaferro down the sideline of Crowder. Crowder is able to control. And that ball will go out of bounds again for another throw in. This time it'll be a Central throw. Central make wholesale substitutions with 3 new players coming into the game. A long throw in from Central, but overshoots everybody. Controlled there by Bedford. Crowder, now Taliaferro. Ball goes off a Central foot. So Bedford will have the throw in. Up comes Avery Manny to take it. Taliaferro hustling off to that ball. There's nobody on that sideline to fetch it, so she'll get it back in. Bedford needs to get some people in towards the box here. Quick throw in towards Taliaferro. She has a go off a Central defender. The ball still loose. Out towards the middle, and nobody's there for Bedford. Top of the 18. Now Neve Humphrey will chip it back in. She has Paige Muir. Paige Muir heads it, but she's offside anyway. She tried to time it with the flight of that ball, but just is a little bit offside. About 3 minutes to go in the game. Time is off on the scoreboard. Central still leading by a score of 3-2. Play it up and out by Woods. Woods chipped ahead to the middle for Harris, and Harris plays it to Fleury. Fleury looking for help down that left sideline, and Victoria Keys is now playing on the left, but overshoots her and goes out of bounds. Manny gets it in to Taliaferro. Taliaferro plays it up to Crowder. Crowder promptly turns it over. Now Stein has it. Stein looking to use that left foot. Gets it up to Muir, but Muir has to go off her knee and right to a Central defender. Naftali jumps on the ball from Butod. And there's a handball there. And it's going to go towards for Bedford. The ball just got kicked up And went off a hand. So Neve Humphrey will take the kick. Everybody up for Bedford. The ball is chipped up and in. Towards the front. Now to Sari Stein. She's defended well. And they booted Central, boots it up. The only person back right now as Neve Humphrey gets back is Santos. Santos will retreat towards her goal. But again, everybody else up for Bedford looking for that tying goal. The throw in to Taliaferro towards the middle. Tulin now controls for Bedford. Towards the middle. Now picked up by Naftali. Naftali looking outside for Muir. Muir has to go off her foot and turns the ball right over. Now Humphrey playing defense. Gets the ball quickly to turn over to Stein. Stein punches it up. This is a 50-50 ball. Tulin is there, but Woods comes out just in time to snag the ball before Tulin can get there. Nice little floater by Neve Humphrey there, but Tulin just couldn't get there in time. Now controlled by Central. Taliaferro covers on D. Played back. Central just trying to play keep away at this point, and they don't care if the ball goes out of bounds. They'll play and cover that ball as much as they possibly can. They'll call a pushing foul on Manny, which will give a kick to Central, and they'll take their sweet time with this one. Let time go off the clock. They play it back to the back line. Continued on that back line. Almost stolen there by Muir, but they're able to get it through. Hobosh controls up the sideline. Less than 10 seconds to go. Booted up there, looking for a flurry. One last hurrah from Neve Humphrey, but there's the final whistle on the end of the game. Final score of this one, Central 3, Bedford 2. These two teams continue to play some evenly matched contests. But once again, Central pulls out the win by 1 goal. And again, a final here of 3-2 on senior night for Bedford. Thank you all for watching from wherever you are, and have a good evening.